What's up? This is Nicholas and Marcus with Dynamic Gaming.
Boom.
Boom.
In the game, in the house.
Today, we are going to be talking about
Breath of the Wild. Well
Zelda.
So, well, yeah, that too.
Zelda.
Carry on.
It wasn't. Alright, so, we're going to be talking about Zelda today, as you know. Honestly, I don't even know where Link came from. Do you know where Link came from? Who was he born from? I don't know.
Who was he born from? Where was he born?
So,
who is his daddy and what does he do?
That is true. That is true. If you can answer those questions, I don't even know.
Please add in the comments. Yeah, I would like to know.
There you go.
I don't know where. Link has one of the most questionable storylines of all time. You don't know where he was really born, in my opinion. You don't know where he's really from. He just kind of pops into these random areas in history to fix things. And then there's a game called the Ocarina of Time where he kind of bounces back and forth. And at one point he's a child, then he's a grown up. Then he changes clothes. It's red, blue, whatever. He changes clothes. It's weird. It's weird. It's a very weird guy. I don't understand Link. I think he understands better than I do.
One always talked about Zelda game. You don't hear any other game being really talked about, but this one, Zelda Ocarina of Time, which we're going to start on.
Because it's dope?
Yes.
It's my favorite.
Now, Zelda Ocarina of Time is basically, it's almost like a middle point between the different games. As in, you have Zelda Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, and a lot of people don't realize that there's actually a timeline in between all of these things. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put my logic to it, you can put your logic to it, and we can make something out of this. And then we'll get on to Breath of the Wild. As you know, I feel like, where is it? I feel like Skyward Sword, if you guys can see this, I feel like Skyward Sword is one of the starting points for Link. The reason I say that is because at the end of Skyward Sword, Fi, which is the sword, turns into the Master Sword. Now, in Ocarina of Time, Link finds the Master Sword. Right?
Boom. Sorry.
Boom.
Sorry, my bad.
So, obviously, Fi came before the regular Master Sword. So, Skyward Sword has to be before Zelda Ocarina of Time. So, saying that, in Breath of the Wild, they say that this time period is made when the darkness basically taken over, which means Ganon took over. All right, and you see Link going between this dog form and this human form when Ganon is taking over everything already, which means this has to be after Ocarina of Time. Or it could be before. See, this is where it gets really confusing, because Ganon did take over the world on Ocarina of Time at the end of the game. Zelda Twilight Princess, he already taken over the world. It's just they don't show it. He starts off in this little tiny village, and then when he leaves, he see everything is messed up.
Indeed. From what I'm gathering anyway, I'm doing some searching online, a lot of searching. That's right, I'm cheating. I don't know this stuff off the top of my head, and I don't care if you think that I should. However, it's looking like to me, from what I'm seeing, is that a lot of things were just a prequel to the original game. For example, A Link to the Past, definitely a prequel to the original game. Then you have Ocarina of Time is also a prequel. Okay, a new Link must constantly travel between past and future using the Ocarina of Time in order to stop Ganondorf. Okay, from taking over Hyrule. All right. So then once we get to Majora's Mask, it's a direct sequel of Ocarina of Time. All right. So Link defeats Ganon. He's sent back in time to his childhood while searching for his friend. All right. What was his friend's name again?
Navi. Yes.
Boom.
That's the fairy.
That's the fairy.
Hey, listen.
Is that the voice? That's
hey,
the voice.
Listen.
That's the fairy voice.
That is. Hey, listen.
The issue with Link's history or even the Legend of Zelda history, is that each game jumps around to a different point, and it doesn't exactly say, hey, we're here, now we're here, now we're there. It kind of has to be inferred by the player, which is kind of hilarious as far as the game's concerned. However, we've always ignored it because the games are just fucking good, for lack of a better word, so nobody cares. Next thing, hold up. We'll move on to Oracle of Seasons. A lot of people didn't play this one, be honest. If you say that you did, that's cool. I'm reading the wiki right now. Don't lie to me. Alright? The next one was Link to the Past and Four Swords. Once again, set up some point before the Ocarina of Time. So Ocarina of Time seems to be the latest game outside of the first game that ever came out. Okay? Then there's Wind Waker, set hundreds of years after Ocarina of Time. So we literally skip the first game and move way into the future with Link. Travels to the Great Sea, rescues his sister, entitles Link as the hero of the winds, etc., so on and so forth. Then the Four Swords adventure, where it's really, let's be honest, it's like what did I call it earlier? Like when an anime has a canon type of thing.
OVA.
OVA. It's just a step to the side during the main story. And for someone that doesn't think that's the case, you think you have legitimate things, please add it in the comments.
Yes.
I personally don't see it. The next one that was probably of note, we can go with the Minish Cap. Everybody be quiet. Let's not do that. Let's go with Twilight Princess. Okay? Twilight Princess is after the events of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. It is the closest thing we have to a direct successor to these games. Okay? And the alternate timeline to Wind Waker. So it's like the equivalent to Flashpoint, I guess, for all of my DC heads out there. If you don't know what Flashpoint is, look up the Flashpoint. It's kind of clever. Not funny. Why'd you knock the game down?
Give him over there.
Alright. So the next thing, Phantom Hourglass revives the use of the Fairy Companion from Ocarina of Time Majora. It's a direct sequel to Wind Waker, which is extremely strange because we just skipped over Twilight Princess again. Doesn't that matter? The games are still great. So then the next one probably would be Skyward Sword. So Skyward Sword is the next one chronologically. We have, Goddess Sword, magical sword that holds Fi. That's what he was getting into about Fi being within the sword.
Boom.
And then this leads me into, I'm skipping A Link Between Worlds because I don't care, and Triforce Heroes. Because once again, I don't care. Computer's going low, but that's okay. We're going to finish this up for a second. Breath of the Wild is the next thing that we're going to talk about.
Yes.
Link awakens 100 years after being in a stasis pod.
Yes. Naturally, he was dead.
Naturally, that means that they are going to revamp the series. Think about how big this is. So, he discovers the evil forces Calamity of Ganon. Once again, he's been trapped in Hyrule Castle for a century. The time and the land has been reclaimed by the wilderness, meaning we have just reset the world. Think about how amazing that is. After completely jumping us in and out of a story, they take us back to a point where we go back to the beginning and revamp the entire thing.
Listen.
Meaning this is going to be the start of like 9 to 10 games to come, because we all know how Nintendo holds on to their main storylines.
Yes.
Alright? So the Calamity of Ganon has slowly been gaining strength, and he must defeat it before it escapes the castle and destroys the world. So
Yes.
Link's about to be going all the way over 100 different freaking temples, people. It's going to be big. I'm excited.
So, Breath of the Wild, I cannot believe. Now I'm trying to figure out how Link died. Somebody please figure that out and put it in the comments, because I want to know. When he revived, he came back in a revival chamber, which means he somewhere died. And the Master Sword, when shown on Breath of the Wild, it is worn and just messed up. Alright? So which means something had to attack the Master Sword. There had to be a battle going on, because the Master Sword is Fi. That's some powerful stuff for just the air and the wind and just the climate to destroy the sword and rust it up like that. It has battle marks on the sword, which means somewhere in time there might be another Zelda game after Breath of Wild. Or they will show the timeline on what happened during the Breath of Wild. It is a game to get, because it's going to reveal a lot about Link.
So what I'm pulling up now for everybody that didn't read everything online, we have the storyline demo. So for the storyline demo, what they went over was pretty much Link waking up as a teenager this time around. Why he's a teenager? Because Link does what the hell he wants. Okay?
That's right.
Link can be a grown-up, a child, or a teenager. Either way, he saves the goddamn world.
Damn time.
Remember that at the same damn time. He wakes up in the Shrine of Resurrection, as Nick just said, wearing shorts, which is weird for Link. You know, normally wears that.
This is boxers.
Boxer briefs with hearts on them, little Cupid arrows on them.
Somebody stripped Link.
Alright, so moving through the shrine, when they did the storyline demo for everybody, they found a couple chests, etc., so on and so forth in one of the shrines. Because there are over 100 shrines, everybody knows they're like mini dungeons with puzzles and etc., so on and so forth. So the game's going to be long. It's going to be long as hell. With that being the case, it's a good thing. However, I feel like it may be a little overstuffed. I mean, the usage of binoculars, they're going to have a shitload of tools this time. You're going to be able to do whatever you pretty much want to do. And naturally the combat looks better than ever, and it's smoother than ever. I mean, we're moving at 60 frames, which is not something we've ever done in any Zelda related game. So disembodied mysterious female voice described Breath of the Wild's premise. Link had been asleep for 100 years, and during which time a beast had brought near ruin to Hyrule. Okay? And on-time fashion as usual, and up to Link to restore the land of former glory. With that being the case, that means Link just, once again, we revamped the whole world, guys. Think about how amazing that is. We have teenage Link again. What I want to see, and this is going to be crazy to some folks, I want to see old man Link. I want to see Link get older in a game. Amen. Gradually throughout the game and end up being an old ass man at the end, fucking grandkids and everything. And then I want him to go out taking on the main man, goddammit. I want to go out with Ganon in his sights like,
that's right.
Look at that.
That's right. And where Link is right now is the origins of where Hyrule Kingdom came from.
Tell it again, baby. Woo! Say it again. It was the first objective. He had to deal with some of the bokoblins. That's lazy, okay? Because that's just goblins when you put B-O-K in the front of it. And that's very difficult to say.
Yes.
I don't want to even hear it. It's nonsense. Alright, so but basically what we're going into, guys, is that the game is massive. We're looking at 100 hours of gameplay. Okay, if you want to play it how I'm going to play it. Now, if you're planning on jumping into the game and, you know, trying to rush through the story, congratulations, you're not a real freaking Zelda player. I mean, well, Legend of Zelda player. You don't deserve to play with Link. That sounds a little icky, but that's okay, though.
I need y'all to realize, y'all best to not go into the Zelda game acting like it's Grand Theft Auto. Although you can do all the Grand Theft Auto stuff on it.
It's a lot like Grand Theft. You can still
but don't do it.
Okay. Alright.
It's Link. It's supposed to be saving the world.
But in order to save the world, we gotta save ourselves. Now keep in mind, this is what Nintendo's saying, that it's 12 times the size of Twilight Princess. The area of which the demos were set where they merely scratched the surface. Okay? They represented, in 35 minutes, they only represented 1% of the total game area. Think of the massive size that is. I'm talking bigger than Skyrim, or at least around the freaking size. I said freaking, that's right, and I meant it, damn it. I meant it. Now, as far as the Zelda game, you can expect your puzzles, you can expect your dungeons, you can expect plenty of combat, you can expect extremely bad voice acting, but that's because Nintendo loves us.
And Link don't talk. He still don't talk.
Link just like, you remember Grand Theft Auto 3? Remember Grand Theft Auto 3?
I remember that.
Remember how lazy they were? They couldn't find a good voice actor, so they said, you know, he's not gonna talk.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He hurt his mouth in the beginning. That's what they said. That was their reasoning. This game comes out 30 years after the original freaking game in 1987, guys. We're talking about a 30-year anniversary of some kind.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yes.
That's huge.
Yes.
Half the people playing the goddamn game aren't 30. Say you're 30. Say you're 30.
I'm not. I need y'all to realize how serious Link is, though. Look at his face. Look at that face. Can you get past that face? You can't get past that face. If I see this face on the battlefield, I'm running. Ganon lucky. He keep. Alright. Oh, I got another question for y'all. How the heck is Ganon keep coming back? Somebody explain.
I think that question will be followed up by somebody question with a question. How does Link keep coming back? No one knows. Guys, no one knows how Link keeps coming back. World's broken. Stop the video.